There we go. Okay. You got it? All right, so you're verified. All right. Okay, so this is already answered actually almost all of those. Okay, how to draw an atom, that's pretty simple. Molecule can get a little confusing. Okay, there's 3 different ways to draw a molecule right there, and there's even more than that. So then we got, what do we have left? Well, he didn't really specify element yet, but there are elements up there. That's a diatomic element, that's a diatomic element. I'll stop talking and let him finish.
Carbon does not exist as a diatomic element in nature, but if it did, you'd now know how to draw it. Altogether, only 7 out of all of the elements that we know of are naturally diatomic, and they are hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and fluorine. An easy way to remember all of them is with the word Hunkelbrief. So, what do we call a molecule consisting of 2 or more different elements that are chemically combined? Correct, a compound. And since this compound has the ratio of 1 carbon to 1 oxygen, we can give it the formula CO and the name carbon monoxide. Any ideas what formula and name this particle diagram would have? If you guessed CO2 or carbon dioxide, you'd be correct since there are 2 O's for every carbon atom. And now for the mixtures. You can have a mixture of elements such as carbon.
So what's the difference between an element and a compound when you're drawing?
Correct.
Just focus. Yeah, he's, whatever.
He said that though. I was paying attention. He's like, correct.
Yeah, anyways, difference between element and compound. You got examples right there.
Hunkelbrief.
What? What's the difference between an element and a compound?
One's Dalmatian, black and white.
Explain that, Trevor.
There's 2 different ones.
Right. Compounds are 2 different colors touching. Elements are just 1 color. So that's an element, that's an element, that's an element. Why? Same color. So what's a mixture? Tune in to find out.
And oxygen in the same container but not touching each other, making them physically combined. Or a mixture of compounds such as carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide physically combined in the same container. And finally, there could be a mixture of elements and compounds such as carbon, oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, all in the same container, not touching, physically combined.
Okay, so it's silly kind of, and you're listening to them or whatever, you think it's kind of funny listening to them, but this is as simple and as basic as I can make it as he can make it. A mixture is when you have 2 or more different things inside this box. If inside this box was all of those or all of those, it would not be a mixture, it would be the same thing. So 2 different things, 2 different substances not touching. If you were to touch these together, it would kind of look like that. That would be 1 compound. So he made that a point when he said not touching. So what I think you should probably do in your notes is copy these down. So most of the time, I would say, we'll throw a percentage on it, 96.5% of the time. I'll finish that tomorrow. I was going to say, I'll tell you what to put in your notes, but sometimes you should just feel free to write things down on your own.